Okay, today's sugya is Elohim and Echnakin, and one of the things we saw was kidnapping. So there are two psukim that deal with kidnapping. The first one is in Parshas Mishpatim, Perich Aleph Pasik Tezayin. V'goynev ish umecharoi, a person steals a man umecharoi and sells him. V'nimsa biyadai mois yumas. There's a pasuk in Kiseitze, Perek Chavdalit Pasuk Zayin. Ki matzei ish goinev nefesh. Ki matzei, if it will be found a man stealing a nefesh, me'echav, b'mnei Yisrael, v'his arme boy, and literally God scroll, he enslaves him, meaning he works him. U'macharoi, u'meis haganafahu. This ganaf will die. U'bi'ata romekebecha, and you'll get what? Get rid of this from among you. So two psukim. And each one is going to give us a little nakuda that the other one doesn't go. For example, in this pasuk, guys, the goinev ish, it doesn't say who the ganaf is. It says who the nignav is, the one being stolen, but it doesn't say who the ganaf is. And we're going to learn from here, afilu a woman could be over on this issa, because it doesn't say that it's a man stealing. It's someone stealing a man. Now you would think only a man. What about an isha or somebody else? Ki matzei ish, if you find an ish, now he is the ganaf now. Goinev nefesh. He steals a nefesh. A nefesh can be anybody. So from these two psukim we derive that these halachas apply not only to a man, but even to a woman. And these are the halachas of, and at the end, Bez Hashem, we'll try to go through a nice Meshech Chochmah. Okay. Says the Mishnah. Hagoinev nefesh mi Yisrael, ein chayev, you're not chayev, he has to go ahead and bring him this to his rishus, as it says, "V'nimsa biyadai," and he's found in his hands. In other words, you can't steal your brother, for example, because he's going to still be in the house. It has to be that you take him out of the rishus. V'nimsa biyadai. Rashi says, "Dichsiv nimsa v'tanya b'mechelta v'nimsa ein mitzia b'chol makam ela be'edim biyadai ein biyadai ela b'shusai." It means b'shusai. Okay, so. And someone steals someone, he has to come into his rishus. Rabbi Yudah Aimer, Ashi Yechnisu l'rishusai, and in addition, v'yishtamish boy, shenemar, v'his arme boy, u'mecharoi. Good, we saw that what? If his arme boy, and he sells him. So in other words, you need, guys, one, it has to be in your rishus, two, you have to use him, and three, you have to sell him. So those are three components for what? For kidnapping for Misa. One, the act of stealing, bringing it to rishus. Two, using him, this amaboy, and three, mecharei, selling him. But those three components being, you'll get chenek. Hagoyim es benoi, someone steals his son. Rabbi Yishmael benoi shel Rabbi Yochanan ben Breka or mechayev v'chom and poitrim. We'll see why. Gonav misha chetzi eved v'chivent chayrin. You steal, two people own an eved kanani. One person frees him. Now it's chatzi. Once he gets freed, he becomes a yid. So it's chatzi eved, chatzi eved chayrin. Is nishtahi and nishtaher. It's like half and half. Right, he's half and half, right? Rabbi Yehuda mechayev v'chacham and poitrim. So machlok is by benoi, machlok is by chatzi v'chav. Yeah, nothing.
Kind of as benoi, under bar mitzvah, over bar mitzvah. How do you steal your son?
Well, we'll see. Oh, you steal your son. You take your son, and
from who? From his mother? Like what?
Well, again, we'll see. Even a cotton you'll be chayev. Even a cotton you'll be chayev. So it's any age really. Any age, you're taking him. Why would you be pata? Because he has to be v'nimsa, that you find him, he's found.
Right, he's yours.
That's exactly right. That's the chesaron why you're pata, according to the chachamim. But if you would take him, work him. Again, you're talking about kidnapping, right?
But it's his son. How does he kidnap your own kid?
So where's the chesaron? In what? In the kinyan geneva?
Yeah.
You're right. So in other words, felt in v'nimsa b'yadai. There's no. You understand me selling him, right?
It felt in geneva.
You understand me selling him, right, to somebody else.
Right.
You understand me working him before I sell him.
Yes.
So you don't understand the mitzias of the geneva. Okay, Bez Hashem. That's the chacham say yipata. But again, you could view it as. I'll give you a good example. Oh, you want an example? You get divorced. You're not living with your wife. You go ahead, you steal your kid. Okay, now you have it in your head, right? That would fit your bill. Yeah, good. Now says the Gemara. So we have machloikis by beno, and we have malachis by chatzi ev chatzi baschayre. The Tanakama loy boy imor. The Rabbi Yehuda said only if you work him. Tanakama didn't mention that. You mean not? I Amrav Acha Brei Derava Imor. So l'chayra. In other words, what's the kasha, guys? What's the kasha? Look at the pasuk. In other words, we have a mufurish pasuk over here that says V'Amer boy. We have a mufurish pasuk over here that says V'Amer boy. How can the Chachamim argue on that point? So they can't. They can't argue on that point. So what then is the machloikis between the Chachamim and Rabbi Yehuda? Only Rabbi Yehuda mentions this Amaboy. The Chachamim don't. What's the machloikis? Ikminayu Amrav Acha Berei Derava Imu Pachas B'Shava Pruta Ikminayu. The difference is if you work him less than a Shava Pruta. Okay, according to the Rabbi Yehuda, you have to work him a Shava Pruta. According to the Chachamim, you would not, but you'd have to work him. Boy, Rav Yemia. Rav Yemia has the following shayla. Rav Yemia is always asking these shaylas, guys. By the way, if you keep keeping count throughout Shas, boy, Rav Yemia always has this bias, and inevitably, guys, you know what the answer is? Teku. It's always, you learn them, but you don't be conscious of it. Boy, Rav Yemia, it's usually him. I think who was the one they wanted to keep out of the base measures because he drove him crazy? It might be Rav Yemia. I'm not sure. Anyway. Gonvoy u'mecharoy yashan. You steal him and you sell him while he's sleeping. Mahu. Machi isha le'ubra. You sell the ubra. You're not selling the woman. You sell the baby that's inside. Okay, but aside from that, now mahu. What's the din? What's the stardom of the shaila? Yesh derech imur bekach. Is this derech imur? Is this the normal way of working? I ain't derech imur bekach. What are you talking about? Where's the guy's sleeping? The Uber, you can't be working them. Like, so what do you mean? Derech, not derech. L'chayra, there isn't anything at all. It's not pshat derech or derech. There's no. So it's really yashan. You use him as a pillow. You worked him. You used him as a pillow. Isha, why did you use her for this pregnant woman? The ukme ba'ape zika. It's a windy day, and you want a little protection, so you go ahead and use the woman that's pregnant. I guess I'll add maybe she's pregnant. She has a bigger girth now, so it'll protect you even better from what? From the wind, right? So that you'll be using the baby. So memela, that's the shaila. Is that derech bekach? Ain't derech bekach. So Mer says teku inachinami. There's Tanabana. Okay, this is a little confusing, but I did it to you already, guys. Again, let's do it. Let's do it again over here. It'll make things a lot easier. These two psukim. The goinev ish tells me that even a woman, because it doesn't say who's the ganef. And this pasuk, he might say ish is the ganef, but who's the nignav is nefesh, that anybody. So with this, we go ahead and figure out the next piece of Gemara. It'll be very, very easy now that we saw it. Says the Gemara. Tanabana, ki might say ish goinev nefesh me'echav. Ainli ela ish shegonav isha. I only know an ish shegonav ela ish shegonav kama isha binayin. How do you know a woman could be a ganef? Again, it says ki matzei ish. So the ish is the ganef. The second pasuk, right? The ish is the ganef. How do you know if the woman's the ganef? It says the first pasuk. The goinev ish, and the ish now is the nigzal, the nignav, right? And it's the goinev is the woman. Ainli ela ish shegonav. Only an ish. Ben ish. Ben isha. Ben ish. V'isha shegon v'ish. Isha shegon v'isha minayin. Tamar. So where do you know isha? Where do you know that from? An isha that steals another isha. It says mesa ganav hahu. In general, this ganav will die. Mikol makom. No way. It doesn't make a difference. Tani idach. Another bais. Ki matzei ish goinev nefesh me'echav. It doesn't make a difference if you steal a man or you steal a woman. It doesn't make a difference it's a ger. Or it's a free eved. Eved meshuchar is a yid. The cotton, nasin, the cotton, even if you still buy a cotton, chayiv, you be chayiv in all these cases. Ganvoi v'lei machroi, if you steal him but don't sell him. Machro, you sell him, but dying yeshnei b'shusay. So knows you didn't steal him. Guys, that's one felt in the mechira, the other one felt in the geneva. You sold him, but he's still in your rishus. Pata. Again, you didn't fulfill the chiyuvim, right? We have to, guys, 3 chiyuvim, right? Geneva, mechira, and working the guy, right? Machrei la'aviv. If you sell it to your father of the nignav, in other words, you're selling to a father, you're selling him his own son. You're selling the father his own son. Machrei, you steal the guy, and now who's the recipient? The father is buying him. Eilechav, or his brother. Eilechem and akroivim. Chayiv. You be chayiv. In all these cases, you be chayiv. That's considered a geneva. It's considered a mechira. And hagoynev es avodim. Someone steals avodim is pater. If you steal avodim is pater, he doesn't fit the bill of anything we learned so far. Tani Tana Kameder of Sheshes. Amalei. So you had a reciter of Brises in front of Rav Sheshes. So Amalei. So the Rav Sheshes told us reciter of the Brises. Ani shoyne Reb Shimon oime me'echav at sheyetzienu mishus achiv v'at amrit chayiv. Guys, going back to the bottom line on the previous daf. Machru la'aviv oy le'echav min akroivim yichayiv. Good. So if you sell it to your brother, his brother's chayiv. Now, says Reb Sheshes to the reciter of the Brises who said this brisa, said Reb Sheshes, I learned the brisa that's Reb Shimon oime me'echav at sheyetzienu mishus echav. You have to take him out of the rishus of his brother. Amir chayiv, you're selling him to what? To his brother? How can you say he's chayiv? It's pata. I learned he's pata. Now, the easiest way out, fellas, would to be say that brisa is according to one Tana. You learned Rav Shimon. In other words, what's Rav Shesh's problem? We have a brisa saying that you're chayiv if you go ahead and sell it to a brother. You have a brisa saying you're pata. Throughout Shas, we have Tanoim saying different things. So the easiest way out would be to say what? The brisa before was the Chachamim, and you mentioned Rav Shimon. Good? This is a very important Gemara, guys. This is a very, very important Gemara. Tani Pata. In other words, in the previous brisa, change it. Learn Pata. Don't learn Chayiv. My Kushya, Dilma Ha Rav Shimon Ha Rabbanon. You, Rav Sheshes, learned Rav Shimon that your pata, and the previous brisa of the bottom line of the last daf, chayiv is the Rabbanon. Says the Gemara, you can't say that. Why? This is important. Dam Rabbi Yochanan, Stam Mas Nisan, Reb Meir. Stam Mas Nisan is Reb Meir. Stam Toisefta is Reb Nechemia. Stam Sifra, the collection of brises in Sefer Vayikra, what we call Toras Kahanim, Reb Yehuda. Stam Sifri, guys, Sifri is Lashon Rabin. That's Bamidbar and Devarim. Bamidbar and Devarim. What's most guys called? Bechilta. They don't say bring it over here. Stam Sifri, Reb Shimon is Reb Shimon. Now, you mean that Stam a brisa that is quoting a pasuk from Devarim must be Rav Shimon. This pasuk of Ki Matzeh is in Kiseitze. So therefore, I couldn't tell you the previous prices according to the Rabbanon. It must be like Rav Shimon, who says the Stam Sifri, and this is a pasuk in Devarim, must be according to Rav Shimon. Therefore, change the gersa to what pata. The Kula Aliba the Rabbi Akiva, and all according to what to Rabbi Akiva. I heard from Sully Bornstein an unbelievable hesped. He was being maspid someone of Shmuel Yaakov Bornstein, a cousin of his, was Adam Gadol. And he said that he was saying over B'Shem of a Shiva from Patterson. What's his name? Rabbi Swerdloff. I think Rabbi Swerdloff. I don't know his first name. Swerdloff. Anyway, he wanted to say like following, as geschmack as anything. He said, what was Rabbi Akiva? Rabbi Akiva we know was an Amoritz Gomer. Rabbi Akiva said when he was in Amoritz, he would have literally taken he would have bit the Chachamim, and not stam a bite like a dog, but like a donkey, which breaks bones. What changed his life? A rock. He saw water going ahead and was dripping on a rock, and the rock was making holes in the rock. And he said, "Kal v'chomer, water can go ahead and break rocks." So it's his kal v'chomer that what that changed it. That Kal V'Chomer was the lave. The lave. So when it says Aliba de Rebbe Kiva, all these Talmidim was Rebbe Kiva guys. These are the Talmidim Rebbe Kiva. The Gemara in Yevamis. All the Talmidim died. The 24,000 Talmidim, and these are the leftover Talmidim over here. They all learned Aliba de Rebbe Akiva based upon the leif of Rebbe Akiva. The leif of Rebbe Akiva that he went ahead and he made that beautiful Kal V'Chomer, right? That's so Aliba. It's a play on a little Hasidic shot, right? And the Aliba is going on the leif of Rebbe Akiva. It's beautiful. I thought it was a beautiful hesped. Right? Okay. Anyway, Stamazai means that this is a very good man welcome to know. You should write this down somewhere. It's a good man. It's a few lines over here, but it's an important thing. It's you say this Tigadin in shots. Stam Sifra, Stam Free, it's very good. Hagoyin B'nai, someone steals his son. My time with the Rabbanan that you potter. Rabbi Damakra ki matzei pratle matzui. If you'll find, not to be found. In other words, matzei means that you have to go out and find. A son you don't have to go out and find. This was Nassan's problem. He's found. He's really in your house already, right? So l'chayra, that's why you potter. It doesn't fulfill the conditions of the psukim. Only Papa, if you can learn from Ki Matzei, Labaya, Elamiyata, Ki Matzei Ish Shoichevim Isha, if a man is found lying with a woman, Beulas Baal, who's an Ashes Ish, right, you get Chenek. Hachanami Ki Matzei Pratlam Matzui. In other words, since it says Lashon Ki Matzei, you'll say the same thing, right? Kigoin Shel Beis Ploini, let's say house of so and so, the Shchichi Gabayu, that's very crowded, and the women are found near the men. You're going to tell me if a man is mizana with a woman there, hachanami de petiri? Because just like the son is pata ki matzeh, in this case where the woman, the Ashes Ish, is found in the house, would you think it's pata? Amalei. So Abaye told Rav Papa, Ano mevenimtza b'yodei k'imna. Hey guys, look at the pasuk. Rav Papa thought he was quoting this pasuk, guys. Ki matzei ish, from the word yimatzei. Yimatzei v'loi matzui. He's really quoting this pasuk. V'nimtza b'yadai. The sun is always in your hand. It's not from ki matzei. It's v'nimtza b'yadai. Therefore, it's not a kasha from Eshes Ish. It's not a very interesting Rashi over here. He said, Kigoin bais Pliny, right? The house of Pliny. If you look at the Rashi, the fourth line down. Shel Beis Pliny, leirotza lahaskish shmam. Why did he just say the house of so and so? Because he didn't want to mention their name. Shechashuvim hayu. They were chashuva people. Ubezela hayu noigim kidas. However, regarding this aspect, they weren't doing according the right thing. Many were living in the same house. Anoshim v'noshim, men and women. And they were found common to be with the wives of their friends. Not that they were miyached, but because that's also. But in other words, they were around each other. So therefore, and with the chashuv people, so he said bias pliny. He just said a general anonymous term. Okay, but you learn from the Kiyim Matzeh, you learn from Nimtza B'Yadai. Okay. Amar Rava Hilkach, Hani Mikri Dardaki, people who teach kiddies, Umasni Rabbanon, and people who teach Rabbanon, they teach, I guess, Mishnayos, Gemara, right? And they sell their students, Kimitzuyim B'Yadan Dami P'tiri. It's not for them to be Yad. In other words, they're around. So if you're telling me this is a limud, they be pata. This is brought down. This they be pata. Why? Because it's v'nimtza b'yada. In other words, it's already found there. You don't have to go ahead and bring it into your rishus. They were in your rishus already. Okay. Gon of chetzi ev chetzi ben chayrin. So we had a machlokes. I mean, a machlokes between Rabbi Shmuel Rabbi Yehuda said Yechayiv the Chamsa Yipata. Rabbi Yehuda said Yechayiv the Chamsa Yipata. Tanan Hassam. This is regarding Baishas, guys. We know one of the 5 things is Baishas is one of the 5 Tashlumin. Now the pasuk for Baishas, I didn't put that on the thing over here, but the pasuk for Baishas is the following: Ki inotzu anashim yachtav. 2 men are fighting. Ish ve'echav, a man and his brother. That's important. Ish ve'echad, a man and his brother. V'karva eishes ha'echad lahatzeles isha, and one wants to go ahead and save her husband. Miyad makeo, from the one hitting him. V'sholcha yada, she sticks out her hand. V'yachziku b'mavushav, and she touches him in an inappropriate way. Okay? And that's the parsha of Baishes. And it says over there in the parsha, ish v'achiv. Okay? It says in the parsha of Baishes, ish v'achiv. Now, we're going to bring this in, and somehow going to connect to our Gemara. Tanan Hasam in a Perka Chayvel, Baba Kama. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Ein le'avodim Baishes. Avodim then have Baishes. My timer, the Rabbi Yehuda, Amakra, Ki yinatzu anoshim yachdav ish ve'echav. Mi sheyesh le achva, this, someone who has the concept of achva, yatsa evet, shein le achva. Zeres Susam, Zer Muslim, they're like the chamor, they don't have achva, they don't have yichus. So therefore you would be what? There's no Baishes. But Rabbanan achav hu b'mitzvahs, no. He may not have yichus, but he's mechuyev b'mitzvahs ki'isha. Again, that's our famous Kseir Shava, la me'isha. V'chufs lo nitein la, v'chasav la sefer krisis, la me'isha. Just like an isha is mechuyev in mitzvahs esei, lo yisasei, and mitzvahs esei shleis man grama, so to our avodim. So since your brother in mitzvahs, there would be busha. Machlokes. So there's no achva by legally by a guy, by an eved. Therefore, no baishes like Rabbi Yehuda. But achva mitzvahs, the chum disagrees since the achva mitzvahs. V'hacha hechi darish. What about here? What about here? By what? By Geneva. Rabbi Yehuda Savar Mei Echav. Okay, so now you have. Let's see the pasuk again. It's Baruch Hashem. We have it right in front of us. We're going to dash in this pasuk. I'm going to leave it open, guys. The pasuk in the Varim. Okay. Ki yimatzei ish goinev nefesh Mei Echav. What do you learn from the word Mei Echav? Lafuke avodim. Avodim. Avodim don't have brothers. Bnei Yisrael, guys. What's mi Bnei Yisrael? Lamute misha chetzi of Eved v'chetzi ben Chayrin. Mi Bnei Yisrael from the mem. Guys, look at the pasuk. This mem, it should just say Ki matzi yish goyin avish me'echav Bnei Yisrael. What do you mean mi Bnei Yisrael? So we're going to dash in Bnei Yisrael and we're going to dash in the mem. What does that teach me? Lamute misha chetzi Eved v'chetzi ben Chayrin. So in other words, you have two miutim teaching me the same thing. Guys, look at the pasuk. Me'echav teaches me avodim. Bnei Yisrael teaches me chatzi. Mem teaches me chatzi. When you have two miutim, they come to me marba. So therefore, Rabbi Yehuda says, if you go ahead and sell a chatzi eved, chatzi b'chayrin, you have to steal again Yechayev. So here, guys, three limudim. Echav is one, Bnei Yisrael is two, mi Bnei Yisrael is three. And since there's nothing else to be mamayit, we're mamayit the same thing. In other words, you're wondering why you have to be mamayit chetzi eved, chetzi b'chayrin twice, because there's nothing more to be mamayit. So the Mela guy says the following: since Echav takes care of avodim, I have now two miyutim for the same thing. Ein mir achamir el Rabbi. So says Rabbi Yehuda, if you sell a chatzi and v'chav you be chayiv. Rabbanon, what about who say a potter? Me Echav lafuki avodim loy mashmalahu. They don't learn from me Echav. Why? The Echav and mitzvah. The brothers in mitzvah. So in other words, avodim are in the ballpark, guys, of selling. Again, the Chacham say, just like by Baishes, fellas, just like by Baishes, since he's your brother in mitzvahs, if you mavayashim, him, who adin le'inyan geneva and kidnapping and selling him, you will be chayev because he's your brother in mitzvahs. So therefore, guys, he has only two miutim. Bnei Yisrael, Bnei Yisrael, chad lemutei eved, v'chad lemutei misha chetzi eved chetzi ben chayrin. So in other words, he would say the following: from Echav, you can't be mamayit. From Bnei Yisrael, you could be mamayit. And what is the mem? That's chatzi eved chetzi ben chayrin. That you mamayit, that what? They're not in the ballpark. Guys, that was a little tricky. Let's look at the pasuk. Look at the pasuk. Here's the way the Chacham darshan. Rabbi Yehuda darshans the pasuk and the Chachamim. Rabbi Yehuda says Echav is what lafuke avodim. They're not in the ballpark. Bnei Yisrael chatzi eved chetzi b'schayrin. Me the mem also chatzi eved chetzi b'schayrin. Therefore it's included. Therefore it's going to be included. Good. Now, according to the Chachamim, ki matzi ish going mei Echav is not mashma anything. Why? You can't be excluding avodim because your avodim are brothers in mitzvahs. But you know where avodim are excluded from, guys? The next word, they're excluded from Bnei Yisrael. In other words, they're out, but not because of Echav. They're out because of Bnei Yisrael. So now, so therefore, I used one miyat. What's the second miyat? The mem. That's Chatzi Evichav Baschayrin. They're also out. So therefore, you pata. Therefore, you pata. And there's no ribuy over there. You don't have two miyutim. You only have one miyat. Okay, so that's the machloikus between the two. Okay, we're up to Peivav Amid Aleph Heshi, parallel to the Taisvis Dava Vafilu Chatzi Dava. Okay, now, so we know the punishment is chenek. Says the Gemara, Azhara legoinif nevesh menayin. Where's the azhara? Where's the warning for someone who kidnaps someone and steals him? Rabbi Yoshia Amar, Malay Signov. State in the Aseret Adibris Vat, Lay Signov. You shouldn't go ahead and steal. I maybe means money, right? Rabbi Yochanan Amar, Malay Yimachru Mimchres Eved. Okay, the pasuk says Vayikra Chafei. The pasuk says, Ki avadai heim asher hoitzesi esam eretz Yisraelim lo yimachru mimchres eved. Don't go ahead and sell them. Ki avadai heim lo avodim. Okay. Blei pligi marka choshev lav de geneva. Rabbi Yoshi is considering the lav of geneva. Umarka choshev lav de mechira. In other words, they're both listing. Guys, there's two asharas over here: to steal and to sell. Rabbi Yoshi is listing the ashara of stealing, and Rabbi Yochanan is listing the ashara for selling. Good, very good. Now, Tan Rabbanon, loy signoiv, begoiniv nefashas akasam medaber. It's speaking about kidnapping. In the Aseret Adibris, when it says loy signoiv, it's speaking about what? Kidnapping. How do you know that? Akasam medaber. Ato oina begoiniv nefashas ein elu begoiniv mamin. Maybe it's stealing money. Amrit seivelam and mishleish esri midas shatorah midrashas mehen. Let's go ahead and learn from the 13 midas that the Torah goes ahead and expounds. Davar halami minyanoi. The context. What's the context? B'ma'akasim medaber, guys. Le'signoiv, le'sirtzach, le'sinoiv. We're speaking about mitzvahs b'dei shemayim. If you steal money, you're not chayiv mitzvah b'dei shemayim. Al karchach le'signov must be speaking about what? Stealing the fashas. Look at the context. So since the context is discussing mitzvah b'dei shemayim, it must be the geneva is also an aspect of mitzvah b'dei shemayim. In this case, what? The signov of a person kidnapping. Afkam ben Nefashas. Tanya Idach, another brisa similarly. It says like signoivu. Now this is a pasuk. This is a pasuk in Achrei Mos or Kedosh, like Kedoshim. Like signoivu, like sechachashu, like sesakru ish b'misay. Don't go ahead and steal. Don't deny. You know this is obviously dini mominus, right? Like signoivu over here. So going to moment across the medab, we're going to moment in beginning fascist. How do you know it's speaking about money and not people? Again, it's the same limud but in moment. We're speaking about bein adam l'chaveru. We're speaking about money. Okay. So guys, in order for a person to get chenek, what would you need? Let's go through the mechanics. You'd have to have Adim that he stole and Adim that he sold. Adim that Adim that he stole and Adim that what he sold. Okay? So let's say you have two groups of Adim and you have Adi Hazama on one of them. What's the halacha? Do they get killed or not? Guys, this is the sugya of davar v'lo chatzi davar, a whole matter versus half a matter. So there's two. The half a matter is geneva and mechira, right? Geneva and mechira, it's the half a matter. So it says the Gemara. Itmar eide geneva the eide mechira benefesh shehuzmu chizkiya amar ein neharagin. They don't get killed. Rabbi Yochanan Amar Ne'arogim, they do get killed. Chizkiya Amar Rabbi Akiva Damar Davav Lechatzi Davar. You have to be on the whole matter. So you know when you get killed, if the same Eidei Geneva with the same Eidei Mechira, then it's not Chatzi Davar, then it's a complete Davar. But if it's Chatzi on the Geneva and Chatzi on the Mechira, you're not going to get killed. However, Rabbi Yochanan says Kirabana, the army, Dava of Hilchatzi Dava. Good. Now, Rashi tells us, guys, a big beside over here. Loit Chizkiya, Dava of Lechatzi Dava. You can never have a case of kidnapping when there are two sets of Eidim. Why? Because it'll be Eidish Yatiyach Alazima. So Mamela, we won't accept the Eidis. So Rashi telling you it's a big Yisrael. Now, take it a step further, guys. The Machlokes doesn't just end right there. It extends further. Let's see Rashi inside, guys. Says Rashi. Eidim Gneva Veidim Mechira. Shnei Kitei Eidim. Achas Eidu Sheganav Es HaNefesh. V'achas Eidu Shemachar. Ein Rogin. Kidim Farish Time of Ozel. Now listen to this Rashi, guys. The kiven the inhu loy mikdale, and since you don't kill the edim, ihu nami, the ganif and the moicha also doesn't get killed. Im loy why? Im loy huzmu. If what? If they're not mazim, he still doesn't get killed. Even if they're not mazim, he doesn't get killed. Loy mikdal. The havi loy edish yet yochel azima. Loy mishkachas. In other words, what do we know about this Masechta? We know one thing. Edis shiatu yochel azima. Loy shmei edis. It's not a good edis. So Mamela loy chizkiya that you don't have edim here. If you don't have edim, you can't kill the guy. Even without hazama, their edis is this kind of edis. Where's Kenny to translate? The edis is not an edis, right? It's nothing. Garnished. So therefore, Ella, where are you going to find it? Loy mishkachas lo de mikdol ella bekat achas. One pair. Shmei edim al geneva b'ala mechira. They go ahead and they go ahead and they testified Sai on the Geneva and Sai on the Mechira. Geshmak, guys? It's nice. All this you say this, it's very nice. Okay. So it comes out like this. Loit Chitzkiya, he passes like Rabbi Kiva, Dava V'lechatzi Dava. Therefore, Eidis Geneva, Eidis Mechira. Loit Rabbanan, Dava V'chatzi Dava, you could testify. Now, Umoy de Chizkiya says, Dava v'lechatzi dava. Guys, before this, let me give you a piece of information. Let's go back to Ben Soro Morer. Okay, at the time I said something that was foolish. I'm going to correct it now. Ben Soro Morer, if he steals from his father brings him to court in front of three, and they give him Malchus, right? If he does it again, he steals money again, then they bring him to the Bezdin. Those three members of the first one combine with the other 20 to kill him. So he has to steal at least twice. I brought the Lashon the Rambam, didn't make any sense, Lashon 1. So he has to steal at least twice. So now, can I view this as Dava V'lechatzi Dava, the Malchus part, right? The Malchus part, and the second part where they're going to kill him. So in other words, do we break it up? In other words, the only time you'd have only time by Nesor Mora, the Eidim on the first stealing, the Malchus would be Eidim on the second one as well. Says the Gemara, not like that. Umoide Chizkiya be'Eidim ha'achroinim shel ben Soru Morer. The Eidim ha'achroinim who said he stole the second time, shehuzmu sheneharogim. And we don't say Dava v'lechatzi Dava. Over here, it's a complete davar. Why? Rishonim are able to say the halkoisei banu, v'hana achrina kule dava ka'avdilei, and the second one were killing him. In other words, fellas, we know that the first pair, he's going to get Malchus. They can taina, we only came to go ahead and give him Malchus. We didn't come for anything else. That's a complete dover. The second people can't taina, we only came to what? Give him Malchus? The second people are obviously going to kill him. Therefore, Chizkiya would say, this is not a case of a chatzi dover, this is a case of dover. And therefore, the Eidis Zoimim on the second stealing would be Chayiv Misa. Let's look at Rashi on the first Amid, guys. The last Rashi on the Amid. The last two lines. V'lo yaminon shechatzi davahu. The ilav saduse de kamoi Lemiktis saduse, the hani. We don't say if not for the first aid is that what that he got malchus. The second one won't kill him. Elaminan hoil v'yesh oynish al pi rishonim. Here's the key. Since there's an oynish from the first pair that is getting malchus, shezel loka al yada, you're getting malchus through their hand. Su leishayich hahu sadusa kamaisa bahani basraisa. The first pair have no shaychus to the second pair. Bahani basroi kula dava ka'avdi. And the second pair is doing everything, doing a full davar. By Geneva and Mechira, two totally different things. They're two totally different things. Two totally different things. Geneva and Mechira. But to kill the guy, you have to bring them together. So they may be two instances. There may be an instance of Geneva and an instance of Mechira, but you need to combine the two. Therefore, it's Chatzi Davar. Masha'in came where you go ahead, and by these people see, they say, I saw this son go ahead and steal money from his father, and he's buying meat and buying and drinking wine, Italian wine. Boom, Malchus. And guys, right? Wash your hands from that. That's a complete zach. That's not a chatzi davar. That's a complete zach. Comes along the second Adam. Oh, you know what they're doing? They're killing the guy. Therefore, the zam on the second one would kill him. Umoide Chizkiah. Chizkiah is mechalik between the chatzi davar of Geneva and Mechira versus Ben Soru Mora, the Malchus and the stealing. Right? That's and it's pretty clear the difference. Okay. Continues to come up. Maskalura puppet. The puppet is going to ask a bomb kasha. Ihachi. Right? Again, learning, guys. You always have to be able to go ahead and answer. Ihachi. What is ihachi? If so, what? Right? Ihachi. If so, you're going to tell me the Eidi Mechira, right? Nami liktale. The Eidi Mechira after they should also be killed, even according to Chizkiah. Mitoshi Yecholin Eidi Ageneva Loimar. L'al Koisei Banu. Guys, if you steal from somebody, right? You chayev what? You chayev malchus. You chayev malchus. Well, heshvis gsela shagot. That's by gsela. By geneva, you're stealing a nefesh, right? So you steal a nefesh. Cannot the people who, in other words, if you're going to tell me it's a full dover by Ben Soru Morer, why don't we say it's a full dover by kidnapping? If you're going to tell me the act of Geneva to get Malchus by Ben Soru Morer is a full dover, why don't we say the act of Geneva by Nefesh is also a full dover, and to give the person Malchus? That's the Ihachi. Ihachi, if this is the din by Ben Soru Morer, who what din? The same din should be why what? By Geneva, by kidnapping. Ihachi, Eidem Mechira Nami, the Eidem of Mechira, right? Liktale should get killed, because it's a full dover. Mitoich that the first pair of Edim can say, Sheyecholim Eid Geneva Loimar Lal Kaisei Banu. What's the chilik? You, Chizkiah, wanted to get him off the hook, als davar lechatzi davar. What are you telling me? You're telling me Ben Soru Mor it's a full davar? Why? Because you give him Malchus. Over here, I'll say the same thing by Geneva Mechira. The Chitema, the Kasava Chizkiah, the Leilaki. What are you going to say? That you don't get Malchus? You don't, and therefore they can't tie number coming to give him Malchus by the Geneva. But Itmar, Eide Geneva benefesh. Shehuzmu, Eide Geneva by who steal a nefesh, who became Eidim Zaimimim, Kiski of Rabbi Yochanan, Chana Malaika, Chana Ma'in Laika. One says you do get Malchus, one says you don't get Malchus. Guys, let's realize. It's going to come out, Kiski is the one who says you do get Malchus. Good? So if Kiski is the one who says you do get Malchus, just like by Ben Soru Morer, Chizkiah is moida that it's a full davar. So too, why? Because the first one can say we only came to give him Malchus. So too, by kidnapping, the Eide Geneva, like Chizkiah, who say you do get Malchus, they could say we came to give him Malchus. So why does Chizkiah say it's Chatzi Dava by kidnapping if he doesn't hold it's Chatzi Dava by Ben Soru Morer? And we're going to prove that Chizkiah says you do get Malchus. In other words, just substantiating the kasha. Continues the Gemara. Chizkiah, Rabbi Yochanan, we don't know who says what. To Stayim, I'll bring you a proof. The Chizkiah Dama Loikin, it's Chizkiah who says you do get Malchus. When the Chizkiah says, if the Eide has Zama, the Eide on the Mechira, right, don't get killed. The Rabbi Yochanan, Kim and Nerogin, right? Since they say they do get killed, they them, and again he says Chatzi Dava like the Chachamim, Havile Lav Shenitin Lasharas Mises Bezdin. V'chol Lav Shenitin Lasharas Mises Bezdin ain't like in a love. Iu lucky, inu hachi lucky. Guys, alum the Sharaya, guys, outside, alum the Sharaya. You go ahead and tell the person if you do this, you're going to get Malchus. You're going to get Malchus. Now, really, you should have. It's an ashara for misa. It's an ashara for misa, right? So, if it's an ashara for misa, you don't get Malchus. In other words, when you should have given the more chashva ashara and you give the weaker one, you don't get Malchus. So, obviously, the Chacham say that Eidim Mechir and Nerogin, you're going to get killed. Once you get killed, obviously the ashara you're giving for Malchus is this kind of ashara. So it must be that what? You don't get Malchus. Like Chizkiah, that you're not getting killed because it's Chatzi Davar, you would get Malchus. So now, Hadru Kashal Duchte. Why by Ben Soru Moira is Chizkiah Moida, if you get Malchus, it's a full Davar? Therefore, the Adam on the second one would get killed. Mashen came by kidnapping. We don't say the Geneva is even though it's Malchus, we still say it's Chatzi Davar and not a full Davar. That's the Gemara's Kasha. So now we just substantiated the Kasha. Ella, you're right. Lashon Charata. El Omra Papa, don't say Moida that what? That the Eidim Mechira, you said he's going to get killed. El Omra Papa, Be'edim Mechira, the Kulyam Olei Pligi Nerogin. Everyone says you get killed. Why? Ki Pligi Be'edi Geneva. Chizkiah Oma Ein Nerogin. Geneva lechuda kaima, umechira lechuda kaima. Each one is separate. So therefore, you're not going to get killed. Why? Because it's chatzi davar. This one is this, and this one's this. Rabbi Yochanan nerogin geneva aschalta de mechirahi. Geneva is the beginning of the mechira. In other words, we view what's this guy doing? He's stealing in order to go ahead and sell. So we'll view the stealing as a chelik of the selling, and therefore what neharogin. Therefore you'll be killed. Let's see Rashi over here. Be'edim mechira kuliyamole pligi de neharogin. Im nigmar dinoi al pishtei akitais. Again, of course, it has to be. You have to have the gemar dina both, or else you're going to have a deshetech lazima. L'chudei kaima. The Eid Geneva ain't a boyim lahargai. The Eidim, they're not coming to kill him. They're coming to give him Malchus. El hal koisai. Aval Eid Mechira, and here's two key words, guys. Sheboyim imahem, who come with them. They have to be at the same time, because they're two separate times. Then you have Eid Shiach Lazima. V'oimrim shehisru boy lemisa, and they say we gave him Masra that he's gonna, if he sells them, he's gonna get killed. Moinem Aisoimi Malchus. That takes him away from Malchus. And therefore the mechira what is considered a davashalim. So therefore, this is explaining why misa l'chud and mechira l'chud. Why is, again, they come together. They say this on the geneva. They say this on the mechira. So since they come together, we warned him he's going to die. So Mamela, we're going to say that we're going to say that if you have hazama on the latter ones, they know clearly they're going to die. They're going to die.
So they have to come together to say both. Not that they're coming separately to say one's Geneva, one's Mechira. They have to come together.
No. Then you only need one set of Eidim Heshi. If they're both saying the same thing, you only need one set. You have two Eidim on the Geneva, two Eidim on the Mechira. They're not. You understand what I'm telling you?
Yes.
According to you, that they're both testifying on both, why do you need two sets of Eidim?
Because then it would be Chatzi.
No. It's not. It's not Hesh. It's not. It's Heshi. Heshi. If me and you and Rabbi Avi and Ari all come to say that this guy stole and this guy sold, so what do you gain? We could have done the job, me and you alone. We don't need Avi and Ari. You don't understand?
Right.
The Chatzi Dover is not the Eidis. The Chatzi Dover is the Geneva and the Mechira.
Geneva and the Mechira.
Not the Eidis, not the Chatzi. It's
okay. Okay, all right, good. Okay.
Okay, so now, so one, 1 second. Let's go over one more time. I lost my train of thought. So now, so Ella Amra Papa, Be'ede Mechira. Says Reb Papa, the Edi Mechira that became Edi Hazama, the Kuliyamule Pligi Neragin, because it's not Chatzidava. Guys, Pirish, fellas, since the first pair can say we came to steal, that's Chizkiah, good. Nimsa, the ones who went ahead and said on on the Mechira are saying a full thing. So that's, in other words, this is the opposite of what we said earlier. Says a Papa, everyone's moida, the pligi den arogin, but it's not chatzidava, even by Geneva Mechira. Not just by Ben Sorumora, not by just Ben Sorumora, even by Geneva Mechira, because the first Adis could have said we only wanted to come to get the what? To give him Malchus. Ki pligi be'ede Geneva, right? That the Ede Geneva, they were mazim after what? After the Ede Mechira came. They were mazim Ede Geneva guys. Here's what happened. Ede Geneva said what they said. Came along Ede Geneva, Mechira said that. Now we have two Edom on the Geneva saying Imanu Yisem. So you have again the Ede Azama for the Geneva is coming after the Mechira. After the Mechira. Chizkiah Amar Einer Rogim. The first pair are not going to be killed. Why? Because Geneva L'chud Kaima Umechira L'chud Kaima. We're going to keep them separate. So even though the Edom came afterwards, so if they keep them separate, it's a Chatzi Dover. The Mela ain't Nerogin. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, no, Nerogin. They're always going to get killed. You know why? Because Geneva Aschalta the Mechirahi. Right? And when you give the Edom on the Geneva Malchus, they're not only saying Malchus. What are they saying? They're saying that this could lead to Misa. And the Mela, if that's the case, the Ede Geneva would get what? The Ede Geneva would get what? Simcha, I'm saying share. Just tell me, do you win or lose? Okay, I'll speak to you about it. Okay, let me hear. I'm saying share now. Imre Bina won the championship, Baruch. Okay, guys, so let's go through it outside. You have two sets of Edom. Geneva, you have Geneva, and you have the Ede Wat and the Ede Mechira. Ede Mechira, everyone says the Ede Azam are going to get killed. Why? Because they can say Malchus. The question is, if they are Mazim, the Ede Geneva, after the Mechira, did they get killed or not? Says Chizkiah, not Davav Lechatzi Dava, because this is one thing and this is a separate thing. Says Rabbi Yochanan the Chiddush that no, that the Geneva is the beginning of what? Of the Misa. Memela was Blai Dover, and just like the Ede Hazama or Mechira would get killed, so too the Ede Hazama on the Geneva would be killed. That's the Chiddush of the Gemara. A very geschmack. Umoyde Rabbi Yochanan, the Edom Rishonim shall ben Soru Morer. Now they say Davav Lechatzi Dava, right? Umoyde Rabbi Yochanan, the Edom Rishonim shall ben Soru Morer shehuzmu. So guys, let's knech. Even though Rabbi Yochanan says the Geneva by kidnapping is the beginning of Mechira, we don't say Ben Soru Morer, the Geneva of the Malchus of the first pair that can give him Malchus are the beginning of what? Of the second pair being sold. And therefore he would say what? You'd say they would not get killed. They would not get killed because that's two totally separate things. Amar Abaya, Hakol Moedim ben Soru Morer that they were Muslim them that they get killed. Hakol Moedim ben Soru Morer that they don't get killed. Umachloikis ben Soru Morer. So you have three Rishonos. The Gemara is going to explain each one. The first one, everyone's Moedim ben Soru Moeder. Everyone's Moedim ben Soru Moira, and everyone's Machlokes. Now, Hakol Moedim ben Soru Morer What are we speaking about? Beidim Rishonim, that the first pair of Eidim that said he ate meat and he stole wine and everything. Shein Erogin. Everyone admits to that. That what? That's a separate entity and they don't get killed. They could say we only came for the purpose of giving them malchus. And everyone's moided by ben sorum moedim ben achroinim shenerogim that they do get killed. Right? It's two separate. Their mom is saying this guy stole, this kid stole again. Everyone's moided. No, but ben sorum mora, there's two. Clear edus on the front doesn't get killed. Clear edus in the back does get killed. Where's the machlokes? Mitoch she'edim rishonim michael loim la kois lebanu. V'hani kula davaka of delay. Umachloikis ben sorum morer shnayim omrim b'fonenu ganif. In front of us, two people say he stole money to buy meat, and the second one says after he gave malchus already, ushnayim omrim b'fonenu, he ate the meat and everything. Since each one needs the other one, they can't become ben sorum morer. So let's see Rashi over here. Shnayim omrim b'fanenu ganav. In front of us, he stole. Mishal aviv mois. Again, remember, guys, he doesn't steal the meat. He steals money to buy it. Mois liknois basa v'yayin pam shniya achashalava. So now they're saying this is after he got malchus already, guys. This is after he got malchus. So two people are saying that what he stole. And two people said he ate. And now, where did he eat it? Guys, remember that Nakuda ben Sorum Mora, right? Kishmak. He's got to steal from his father and eat it in the other Rishus. Because the father is shaykh for the money, but he's not shaykh to eat in his father's Rishus. But in the other person, he's not shaykh to steal from the other person, but to eat it, there he is. So that my good reminder. So what happened over here? He got malchus already. Two people come and said he stole the money. Two people come and said he ate. Now, is that dover? Is it chatzi dover or full dover? That's the case over here. Continues Rashi. Habasa b'shus acherim. The ena chayiv at sheyignov mishel aviv v'yochel b'shus acherim, as we just mentioned. Hanach shtei kitos tzviches ulezu. These two ate, they each need each other. One they need that they stole, and one that it was eaten. The first pair can't say we come to give him malchus. Why? Because he already had malchus, guys. This is after the malchus. This is the second set. This is the one that's going to kill him. The second stealing and the eating, that's going to kill him. Then we ate for sure somebody else. So now, in this case, Havahavile Chatzi Dava. This is a Chatzi Dava. This is the machlokes in Chizkiah and Rabbi Yochanan. Like Chizkiah, you wouldn't get killed. Like Rabbi Yochanan, you would get killed. The Chizkiah, the Savak Rebbe Akiva Dama Ein Erogin, you won't get killed because Chatzi Dava. Rabbi Yochanan Dama Ein Erogin Kirabanan. One more time, guys. One more time. It's a little pitchivka, but it puts the whole sugya together. So we've had throughout the sugya the malchus of Ben Sorum Mora is a davar, and the second stealing as a davar, right? And eating is a davar. And therefore everyone's moida, okay, malchus on the first guy, nerogan on the second guy. No problem. Geneva va'aveda, Geneva mechira, right? We said that on the Eidei mechira, we're saying that what? He would get killed. Because why? They can't say we're coming for malchus, they're coming to kill the guy. The shayla is, everyone's moida to that. The shayla is by Geneva on the first guy. The Geneva and the first guy, can he say Lamalkus or not? Is it Dava Lechatzi Dava? Says Chizkiah, it's a Dava. Says Rabbi Yochanan, it's the beginning of Misa. So therefore, Eidei Hazama like Chizkiah will not get killed because it's Chatzi Dava. And according to what Rabbi Yochanan, he would be killed. Why? Because it's the beginning. The Geneva is the beginning of the kidnapping of Mechira. Now, so Ben Sorum Mora. So we have Eidei. Now here's the case. Here's the machlokes where Chizkiah applies by Ben Sorum Mora. You had Eidim already, he got malchus. They're out of the picture. Now you have two sets of Eidim on the last aspect. What's the last aspect? Stealing and eating in someone's rishus. So if you have two Eidim on this and two Eidim on that, obviously this is Chatzi Dava because you need both together. Like Chizkiah, who holds like Rabbi Akiva, that says what davar lechatzi davar, right? You would be potter in their rogin. Later rabbanan that say davar afilu chatzi davar, you would be chayiv. That's the machlokes over here. Okay. Amr Avasi says Ravasi, Eidim mechir benefesh. Eidim who go ahead, they testify that so and so sold so and so. Shehuzmu ein erogin. They don't get killed. Chiddush. Mitoy sheyachol loymar avdi macharti. I sold my eved. I sold my eved, and I'm not over any isser, and therefore what? You can't be mechayiv me. Rabbi Yosef, Keman Ozlo Shmaitza, this memra of Ravasi, who is going according to Rabbi Akiva, the Amadav of Lechatzi Dava, right? Because obviously Lord Chachamim would be killed. Because Amalei Abaya asks Rabbi Yosef, why do you say Dafka according to Rabbi Akiva? The Ikrabona Nerogin Hamitoich Kamar. Look, guys, what's the reason he's getting off the hook? Mitoich, he could have said, I sold my Eved. That's not davar v'chatzi davar. It's a koychatayna. Mitoich. You want to say, Rabbi Yosef, that this is totally in the machlokes between Rabbi Akiva and the Chachamim, davar v'chatzi davar. L'chari said openly, mitoich. Mitoich, that you could have said that. So it says Abaye, why would the Rabbanan disagree with that? Says the Gemara, El afilu temer Rabbanan. Says Abaye, you can even say according to Chachamim, u'beloy asa eid geneva. And you know what it's speaking why? You never had eid geneva. Guys, in order for the Mechira to kill him, you had to have Aiden that was stolen. You never had Aiden that's stolen. He simply sold the Evet. He stole the guy. He stole him, and he sold him. But you only had Aiden on the sale. Everyone would agree over there that you're not going to get killed. Aiden Azam won't get killed. Right? If you're telling me that no Aiden Geneva came, and the reason your potter is what? It's not Chatzi Davar, Maila Memra, what's Ravasi's Chiddush? So like Tzricha, here's the Chiddush. The Afal Gav, the Asu, Libisoif, the Eidim come in the end. So in other words, they have Eidim Mechira, you don't get killed. Eidim come afterwards, you still don't get killed. For everyone, Maila Memra, the Geneva, at the time of the Mechira, there was no Geneva. What's the Chiddush over here? The Kati Maila Memra, what's the Chiddush? Says, here's the Chiddush. Like Tzricha, the Ramzei Remuzei. The Eidi Geneva and the Eidi Mechira, you see them give the old wink of the eye. They're giving the wink. You know, they're making remuzin that you see that there's arama over there. So you might think that you would be chayiv the Eidi Mechira. Kamash Malon the tema. Some other tema Eidi Remiza Milsahi that it's something and killed the Eidi Mechira. Kamash Malon Miza Lav Klami. There's no Miza, not everything, and the fact that the Eidi Geneva came afterwards is not my lumarid. Okay.